Hello, good morning. This is Sunday, and today we're not doing the preaching. We're not doing. I'm mad about my baby, Dominique Lax. We are going to be the mother today because this is a position that God put all mothers in, especially caring, loving mothers. And this is a position that nobody can knock you out of this position. We fight for our babies to the last end. All of these things that you have been seeing me go through have been because I've been fighting for my family. I've been a single mother since the age of 19, where I was left with about four kids in my early 20s to raise on my own. So who became the protector of her family? I did. So a mother, what you see me been going through, these people have been doing some evil and wicked things to my family. And that mother in me will still fight. This is my position, is to fight for my family. What they've been doing to my baby daughter, Dominique Sandra Marie. They murdered my son, Antoine Jermaine Lax. They've been attacking my son in San Francisco, Anthony Maurice Jones, and my daughter in Indianapolis. These people have gotten extremely out of control. And my job as a mother is to do what? Is to protect her cubs. And that's exactly, I have not been, if I'm an evil, wicked person, why, FBI, can you please arrest me? I mean, all these lies that these people have said just to cover up their lies, just to cover up the heinous and things that they have been doing to this family. Now, I don't have to lie to kick it with nobody. I do good all by myself. So apparently Miss Lack's story as a mother makes sense. A mother standing up for her child, seeing that outside people have been attacking her child, filed a federal district court out of retaliation temper tantrum. They want to come up on me and come up against me and figure that if we get a crowd, then maybe that'll stop her from fighting for her children. No, my position in God and ministry, this is also a ministry, is to defend for my family, is to protect, is to be a mother warrior for her child. I don't need nobody to speak for me. I can speak for myself. I'm clothed in my right mind. I am not unstable. I am a mother that have been fighting for years for our family, for you to butt your ass out of my family. You don't have good intention. There was never a good intention. All it's been about trying to hurt the family, trying to harm the family. And I've been trying to fight all these people by myself to protect my family. Now, if I'm a bad woman for that, so be it. Let it be marked. Now, today, now that that's said, and I got my side to say, not some strangers narrating what they want to say, how they want the image to go. I'm a mama. That's the first image. I'm not Dominique's sister. I'm not Dominique's little friend. I am Dominique mother. The position that God placed me in. I am these young adults' mother. And moms out there, you fight for your children even if they're 20, 30, and 40 and they are adult. But there is vultures out here that keeps attacking our children. Even in their 30s and 40s. Don't give up fighting for your children. And I love my children. That's why you see me fighting. Even through my sickness, I still fought for them. You may not physically see me fall, but you didn't see the paperwork and the complaints that I've been doing on behalf of their civil rights and their constitutional rights. We got to keep fighting for our children. Just imagine one of your cubs have left the pack. And now, wandering, exploring the world. And now all of these groups of wolves and vultures are attacking your child. Your job and the rest of your family is to show up and say, what's up? You heard me? So you'll never stop fighting for your children, even as they get older. And I love my children. Okay? So now this is for, I have a lot of young people call me mom. You know, I don't mind it because it makes me feel good, especially when I'm away from my children. So this is what I'm going to say to those that that never grew up with a mother, if you will, or their mother just wasn't there for them because drugs and alcohol and just you didn't have nobody to fight for you. You understand? So you missed out on some things that a mother teach and show their young women, you know, how to maintain house. Not to say that you don't know how to do it, because I would never try to take away your womanhood, because I'm too much of a decent woman like that. I have never tried to down another woman. That would be the first thing that I would teach you, is that don't speak bad about other women, because it shows your weakness and insecurities. Only women that got insecurities and weakness gossip and tear other women down, because there's something going on with them. So the first thing that I would tell you, like I taught my daughters, you ain't got a woman that has security within herself. Don't have no bad words to say about another woman off the tip of her tongue. It's only jealous and envy and insecure women that's always talking about that one woman, because there's something going on with them. So my thing is, you ain't got nothing bad to say about another woman. Just go on and do your own business. As a young woman, it was me and my children. They would say, "Hi, how you doing?" And I knew that they was fake and phony. I didn't walk and try to ignore and say, "Hey, how y'all doing?" But I kept it moving. I had 4 kids behind me that depended on me. I didn't have time to get into gossiping. I didn't have time to get into crisis and drama. I didn't have time. My only focus was getting my kids dressed and out the house so I could drop them off at school or daycare so I could go to work. That's your focus. Your focus should not be on nobody else but you and your children. Even if the man is acting up, your eyes should be on your sparrows like God eyes is on you. So your eyes should be on your sparrows, and that should be your children at all costs. You understand? No man should ever come before your children, because if God will send the right man to you, if you slow down and stop picking this and that. You know why? Because you didn't grow up with mom and you didn't grow up with dad, so you're looking for an inner validation of love. But we end up, even with me earlier in my years, we end up picking the wrong people because we're trying to find love through a imperfect person that never was shown love themselves. So how can they give us love? But we don't know. We was young and naive, gullible, and we just wanted to feel some kind of validation of love from a man. You understand? Because maybe somebody said, "Oh, no man will ever want you." So you finally find someone that did want you. So you try to hold on and cling to them to the point where they become your God. Where a man actually become your God, your God, to the point where you're afraid of losing them. You're afraid of losing them. So you tolerate and you put up with a lot of things. You put up with the cheating. You put up with the abuse because you're afraid that you're not going to find nobody else to love you in the good moments with them. So you keep on trying to hold on to the good moments, but you don't want to see the reality of the monster that is in front of you, that beats you, that downrates you, call you fat asses and call you ugly and call you all kind of names. But if I was so much this, why did you choose me? That was a narcissistic demon. Demon that wanted to destroy you in relationship to the point where you will never open yourself up again for the possibility of love. So when God does send that right man, you're not going to be able to identify him because you have been so distorted in your mind and you have been so distorted of the definition of what is love. But if we focus back on Jesus teaches what love is. It is unconditional. You don't have to keep adjusting your body to fit into a man criteria and standard that half the time they switch back and forth, off and on. So they don't even know what they want. One minute they want skinny women. Next minute they want fat women. Next minute they want a dude. So therefore, we're in this confused whirlwind with them. But then you got to get yourself out the whirlwind. You got to pull yourself out of the matrix of their insanity. We're talking about toxic men. I'll get to the men. My son will be like, but what about the guys? I get there too. Antoine, if he was here, my murdered son, he would say, okay, Mom, but what about men? Men go through things too. And he is right. He is right. There's a lot of men that you really don't know what a woman like. So you do all these, giving this and giving that, and she's never pleased. And we're talking about good-hearted young men and older men that really have a good heart to do right by women, but they picked the wrong one that could care less. Narcissic. She could care less. Your flowers, your roses, as soon as you give it to her, she like toss it down on the table like you ain't give her nothing. The box of candies or the jewelry and the fur, it's almost like you spend all that money, but it just get tossed like you ain't give her nothing. You will never be able to please a woman like this. You understand? She is not pleased within herself. She feels that you got an obligation to give to her. You understand? Okay, so we'll do both. We'll do both gender to make it even. Because Antoine, it's like I'm whispering in my ear. Yeah, but talk about the men. Yeah, because my son was a good son. You understand? With flaws. Okay, so you can see. Because I got a son and daughter, so I have to be able to balance both gender. So on the women's side, the young women, especially what I'm seeing out here, put your clothes back on. Put your damn clothes back on. You are a woman. And there is no such thing that you are under the obligation to show complete strangers. Let me see more. Send me a picture. Let me see your titties. Let me see your ass. Let me see your kitty cat. You are under no complete obligation. That's not your husband. Only your husband is supposed to be seeing those secret and sacred parts of your body. Put your clothes back on. These are strangers that's trying to bully you into having sex with them. These are strangers that's trying to bully you. If you don't show us, then we're going to do all this on cyberspace. You shouldn't have to be blackmailed for a man to respect you accordingly. That's not how you properly date a woman. You understand? They get to they are at this point where they're so used to you spoiling them. No, let a man, his imagination, go wild with you being fully dressed. There is a such thing for you to dress sexy, classy, elegant, with class. Let's look back on the women back in the days. And those men was crazy over them, but they wasn't flashing all of that. Let's look back on one of the most sexiest icons. Still to this day, people try to imitate her. Marilyn Monroe. We seen her dressed up, but elegant. Let's look back on the black end. Coretta Scott King and all those women back then. They was dressed up, but elegant. Dressed like ladies. That means that if you want me, you're going to have to come to me like a gentleman. You can change the course of how men have been treating you. If they want you bad enough, then they will step their game up and change the course. They're not the only one that has a say-so. You do too. You do have rights as a young woman. And if they truly want you, then you're going to have to go up under my criteria as well. This is a two-way street. This is not just one way. This is two-way. In order for you to have a date with me as a woman, I must see you valuable for me to even consider having a conversation with you. Then I will say yes. You have to come to me as a male to ask me, will you go out with me? And then I have to give you yes or no. Because you can't just force your way to make me date you. You can't make me marry you. Even when a man wants to marry you, he has to ask, will you marry me? I'm the one that's in that power and control. I'm the one that can either say yes or no. So put your clothes back on. If a man wants you that bad, he gonna love you with clothes on, fully dressed, but sexy, classy, and elegant. But still, you're a lady. Okay? We have this society have taught you to be whores. That's the only way for you to get anything from a man. We have been taught for you to get a man and get a man money. We have been taught to focus on them being sugar daddies. Let's focus on them being our ATM machines. Seduce them, manipulate them. These are all traits of the devil. We have been schooled to have these traits of the devil in us. That's the only way for a woman to get money. But a man of God already know what you have needs of. A man of God already can see. God is already going to talk to that man about what you have a need of. Let's look at in the book of Ruth. I wasn't going to go there with the Bible, but since we on it, we're going to go there. In the book of Ruth, Ruth and Boaz. Ruth was a Moabite. A woman far away from her own country. She was homeless. And her mother-in-law, Naomi, there was 3 women that was left to fend for themselves because all the men of their household was dead. And so Naomi was like, you might as well go back home, Ruth, to your family. And she said, no, I'm not leaving you. This is a daughter-in-law that was from heaven. She would not leave her mother-in-law even after the death of her husband that she was married to. She stayed by her mother-in-law side. So they went into Naomi. They went back to Naomi hometown. And Ruth wanted to find food for her and her mother-in-law. She was taking care of her mother-in-law. And she started going in the fields to work. Just a strange field. She just wanted to work and gather food. And so we bring Boaz into the picture. Now, Boaz was a very wealthy man. Very fair. He treated people fair. He was very well known. He was very popular, especially for how he treated his workers and people in the community, if you will. So here's Boaz. He owned the field. Boaz owned this field. She didn't know it. She was just a homeless woman that was looking for food and was willing to work for it. So he seen her in the field. Now, let me get this right. She wasn't dressed in whore clothing. She probably was dressed in everyday working clothing. But yet, this man spotted her. She didn't have to dress herself all the way down in revealing clothing in order for a man of that status to notice her. Are you getting what I'm saying? Boaz seen her in the field, and the worker said, well, she's been here all morning and she's been working. The sun is gleaming all down on her. She's hot, but she's still working. So you can imagine he wasn't caring about what she looked like, because the sun got you looking all rough and sweating and all of this. So he seen her in her worst state, her worst stage in her downfall in her life, the down moments in her life. Just think about this. Homeless, I'm away from my family. I have rags on. I don't have the best of clothing on. I just want to work. Her focus, she was focused on making sure that I work so that I could to get this back home to my mother-in-law, because Ruth was considered as her mother then. So she wasn't looking her best, was she? Right. But he spotted this homeless woman dressed in rags. And he said, who is that? Caught his interest. Oh yeah, well this is the woman that came home with Naomi. See, how long she been working in the field? She been here all morning. Yeah, she must be hot and thirsty. Tell her to come over here and come and eat and drink with us. Tell her to come up out of that sun. Tell them to come over here. Wait a minute. That's very important key point here. A man of that status, seeing this homeless woman, not dressed in rags, but she sparked his interest. And from that moment when he was concerned, the sun is hot and she's sweating and she's been working that long, yeah, she should be taking a break. Tell her to come and sit at our table. Come sit at my table. They said, what you bring to the table. This is today's society of gentlemen, right? You ask a woman what she brings to the table, what you got at the table. Because Boaz had water and food provision for her. Even for a homeless woman. Even for a woman that didn't have no money. I want you to catch this. Because today's society and the way how the world view things is different from God doing things. Boaz was an established man. He could have asked any of those upper class women to come and eat with me and drink with me. Instead, he chose a woman from the field to come and drink with me and my workers. Sit among us. He provided water for her. He was concerned about her well-being from the very beginning. Think about it. She must be hungry. That's a man looking at a woman's situation and saying she must be hungry. She must be thirsty. So he already seen what she had a need for. So he told her, come sit with us. Drink, eat, as much as you want. Eat. Then he gave instruction to his workers. Let her stay here in this field. Because if she go and try to go to another field, they may ravish her. They may take advantage of her. That means that her safety could be at jeopardy if she just goes to somebody else's field. Boaz assuring his protection from the very beginning. He didn't have to wait 2 or 3, 4 months to see, okay, now I will release my male protection around this particular woman. No, from the beginning of seeing her, from the beginning of her being out in the field, he was concerned about her safety. Think about it. Read the book. He instructed his workers, don't let her go nowhere else. Let her stay in this field. Okay? And then what I want you guys to do, drop as much extra for her. I can see that she got a little pride. She ain't gonna beg me for it. So I want you guys to drop a little extra for her. Let her take as much home as possible. So I'm not going to... He seen that she was more willing to work for herself. So he didn't want to crush that part and didn't want her to be seen as if she had a charity case, like she's trying to work for herself. You understand? So he also protected that part of her. He didn't want to exploit her like she's some form of charity. Think about it when you're studying it. A man of that status could offer high-end women to come and sit with me. But instead, he offered a woman that was in the field, homeless, in rags, sweating. He seen her with no makeup on, honey. No fabulous name brand clothing. But that was the one that he wanted. He even went to the procedure. Oh, okay, all right. Well, I'm going to have to go to my next of kin to see if he's willing to take on the responsibility of this woman and Naomi. And if you're unwilling, then I will carry the responsibility. So, God, you want to identify the right man or the right woman for you. Maybe you need to stop living the way that the world said that you're supposed to be looking for. Who you're supposed to be looking for. She might be a woman out in the field. She might be a woman that's struggling. She might be a woman that don't have what the other women have. Does that make any sense to the young men when you're searching? It shows that she's a woman of integrity. Why? Because she wasn't just looking for a man to just come on a white horse and be her knight in shining armor. No, she was like, no, we ain't got no man around us, so I'm going to have to go and do this for us. She still showed integrity. Any woman that's willing to try to make money, braid hair, do whatever that they do, clean toilets and stuff, that still shows a woman of integrity, that she's still trying to do for herself. Whether she getting a lot of money or whatever, she still shows initiative that she's still trying to do for herself without a man. Whether she's posting, I braid hair, I do t-shirts, that is a woman that is still showing initiative that she's trying to still do for herself without a man being in her life. Is that making sense? So you got a woman already of integrity. She's showing you that she is trying to still take care of herself. Does it make sense? Okay. So, going back to the young women, where this world tell you that you got to dress like a whore in order to get a man. Ruth got a man just by working in the field in her most worst moments in a woman's life. Where you ain't got your hair done, you ain't got all your makeup, you ain't got your eyelashes, you ain't got your nails done. It's been a long time since you got your feet done. You understand? At your worst moments in your life, where you're not looking how you used to look. But even in the midst of that, God still had Boaz's eyes on the woman in the field. Not the house servant, where they all groomed and very well put together. No, the woman in the field. The one that gets dirty, the ones that get in the trenches, the one that ain't afraid to get dirt and oil and mud on them. The woman in the field. She went from working in the field to owning the field with Boaz because he married her. He married her. Out of all the women that he could have married because of his status, he chose the woman of the field. The woman in the field. You think about it. The reason why you're having so many mess up, because maybe your aim is not the right aim. And maybe you aiming for wrong intentions just for looks only. Just by looks only. So what you're saying, that I should start looking for women that's looking all messed up or nothing? Nah. At the end of the day, God to show you. And I'm saying that maybe you looking for that Hollywood type of image, and that's not what God is trying to show you. That's not where your diamond is at. For some of you. what you craving. A woman that love you not just for your money, not just for your status, just to be on your arm because of who you are, not just for your looks, not just for your wallet, but for who you are because of how you treated her. That's what made her fall in love with you, that you treated her with decency and respect above all the other men that was around her. That's why she chose you. Not for your wallet, not for your money, because you can walk away from all your materialistic things in your wallet. And for the young women, she wasn't dressed as a whore. This world is pimping you out. This world is saying that the only way for you to receive love is that you got to be dressed this way. It's the way of the world. In order for a man to love you, according to this worldly perspective, you got to be like a hoe. You got to look like a unrealistic, superficial Barbie doll. You got to look plastic. You got to get all this Botox. You got to tuck this and drop this or fill this out. I mean, it's too much adjusting from the original you, the original self, the original who you are. It's too much. A man of God is not going to put you through all these changes because he got the love of Christ in him. That is a unconditional love. It's not the way of the world. The world has condition to it, but God has no condition. And if he's a real man of God and he disapprove of your weight, but he doesn't want to offend you, remember he also watches your how he approach you and if he's going to offend you. So therefore, he may just start working out and it might just start rubbing off on you so that he doesn't offend you. You understand what I'm saying? A person don't have to be calling you fat ass and all of these in order for you to lose weight or whatever, concerned about your health. That's not how you show love. But the way of the world teaches men and women that this is how you show that you should be losing weight by ridiculing people and downrating people. This is not the way of, this is not God's principle. This is not God's way. God's way is unconditional love and kindness, gentleness. The God principles and way of doing it is totally different from the world. The world has nothing but harshness, that you should be harsh with people. That's the only way to make them learn. Teach them a lesson. But God's way is gentle and it's loving. You see what I'm saying? So if you want God, men and women, you got to be living under his principles. You got to be up under God's system. You're going to have to change all of that worldly way of thinking. This is where Psalms 3:5 comes in. Trust in the Lord with all thy heart and lean not to your own understanding. When you lean on your own understanding, you are still leaning on the ways of the world. You are still going to making choices and decisions by everything that the world have told you. Everything in the world have taught you, even from childhood, that this is the way how you do it, but their ways are not correct way. And the word of God says to be in the world, but not be a part of their system. So therefore, now that I'm a new babe in Christ and I'm born under God's system, I must do and see and make choices and decisions according to God's system. Trust in the Lord with all thy heart. Lean not to my own understanding. So therefore, I will seek God in all my decision making so that I have clarity, crystal clear clarity on what God wants me to do next. So I'm not making constantly human errors over and over and over again. Does that make more sense? That means that this fast track over here is the world, but God may have you slow down a bit so that your mind can stop racing, and then you can sit back, evaluate, discern the situation and the people, and then you making more better choices and decisions for yourself. Does that make sense? And to the young men, it's like, I feel sad because sometimes I'll get on dating sites when I get bored, you know, and so I ask the men, tell me something about yourself. Well, you know what I get? I get penis pictures. Yes, I do. I get penis pictures that this is telling me that this is all you have to offer a woman. And it's sad because some men have been made to feel like all you got is money and a penis. You don't have nothing else. There's nothing else that you can offer me. There's nothing else that you can present to me but your penis. Gotta be more than that. So I tell them that it gotta be more than that, than just you. I don't want your penis. I want to know about you. Isn't that something that a woman actually want to know about you? I want to know your likes, your dislikes. I don't want to know about your penis. I want to know about you as a human being. What about you as a human being? Do you like to fish? I mean, like, what are some of the things that really get you going, get you motivated? Those things. Same way with young men. When you want to know about a woman, and the only thing that she starts showing you is breasts and ass and kitty cat. Is that all that you have to offer? And after that get old and boring and worn out with sex and same old boring old thing, then what else do you have? After the body been used, because that's what you presented at first. Now, after your body been used, what else do you have to offer? Right? So you're more valuable than that. Do you believe that? You got to believe it. Or you're going to keep on carrying yourself like you're not valuable for a woman to recognize you for more than just your penis and your wallet. You gotta have more to offer than just my penis. Because this world also pimp you out. Like all you have is a penis and a wallet to offer a woman. But wait a minute, that's not the overall man, is it? Is it the overall man? It's okay because you giving me a vivid picture here that I'm just a penis and a ATM machine. Or a cheap man that don't believe in taking care of women, spoiling women, and pampering them. So the only thing I got to offer you, lady, is a penis. Well, that's not very much to offer anybody. It's like a penis without a head, a whole man. You're just offering a penis. Is there anything else that you got good about yourself? What about conversation-wise? Do you know how to talk to a woman? Or are you afraid? You feel intimidated when there's women that educated, sharp, right on point. You can't manipulate, can't con, can't do nothing. She just wants you to be yourself. She wants you to open up to her and just be yourself. Stop faking it, making it. Stop trying to play these stupid, worldly games. Stop doing it. It's irritating. She just wants you to talk to her. She just want proper communication. She want to learn about you. She want to connect. Like, is there anything about you that we got something in common besides your penis? That's a turnoff for some women. I just want to let men know that sex, and all the penis stuff is a turnoff. It's a shutdown. Automatically cut the lights off. I don't feel nothing down there. Nothing. So you might be going about dating people, and you said that all women is the same. Now all women get turned on by that mess. Matter of fact, if you do it too much, it's a turn off switch because she connects only through emotion and some kind of connection other than sex. Because she doesn't want to feel like an object. She doesn't want to feel like the only reason why you with her is because you just want to use her for her damn body parts. She want to connect to somebody that's a real life human being. So that when we're not having sex, we still can have a good, intimate, close relationship and conversation and joking around and playing around than just sex like sex. Maybe that's where you're going wrong at. Maybe that's why you keep making wrong choices and decisions and hooking up with the right woman. Because you keep on presenting yourself as I'm just a sex crazy man. That all I care about is sex. Maybe that's where you're going wrong at. You're looking for intimacy. You're looking for a long-term relationship. But the first thing that you do is present penises and sex, conversation. Well, that would be weak foundation that you even building your dating relationship on weak foundation. There's nothing solid. There's nothing else for us to talk about. So the conversation, if it's not leading up to sex, you have nothing in common with her to talk about. There's no conversation piece. And knowing that once a woman open up, oh boy, do we like to talk. We like to have good conversations. That's what turns us on. When a man can conversate with you mentally, some women are turned on not just by physical, but you have to be able to sex her up in her mind because she's highly intelligent and she ain't gonna put up with no low degrade frequency type of man. And all these lame ass lines and pickup lines, we don't want to hear that. We want to hear your authentic, real, genuine self as a human being. We want to hear, what did you like to do when you was a kid? Like to skateboard. So did I. I love skateboarding, bike riding. We want to hear those so we know that there's some form of a connection going on. And that you got something in common with her. So did I. Yep, I did the same thing. My mama was the same way. We got that in common. My mama didn't play neither. We had to be on the porch before sunlight, before sundown. We had to sit right there. Don't get off that porch because it's about ready to get dark. Y'all hear me? So you sitting there and you on the porch. Even if you was preteen, you still had to sit on that porch if you want to be outside. But you better not leave that porch. And there was somebody that grew up just like me. So we got that in common. You know what I'm saying? Do you like to dance? Do you like to read? What do you like to do? Because if we're going to have a lifetime situation here, I should know that, oh, that's just him. He just like to read his newspaper, honey, and be right there in his chair. That's just him. Then you got that in common, so I'm not being offended. I'm not taking it where you just being offish. No, this is your regular routine. This is what you've been doing for yourself for years. Is that making sense, or am I just an unstable, crazy, slow woman that don't know how to communicate or talk or express myself to anyone? Or give other people advice on what I've been through or what I experienced. Even being 50-something years old and dating in 2025, trying to connect with people, the first thing that I hear is that, send me a picture. Like, this is the conversation. This is how it goes in today's society. Send me a picture. Oh, okay. Send me something more that I can see. This man did not earn to see nothing else. Is the man going to put a ring on it? Are you understanding? You right there, you telling me I'm not valuable. Right there, you are not seeing value in me. You are seeing just another woman that you have just want to just get a free sex picture, free pornography photo about on a woman. Jack off, let's call it what it is, and then going about your way. You just looking to jack off. They doing all these illegal videotaping and photographing women without their consent so they can jack off from it. Then turn around and talk about the women and make the women look like they're the whores. To call a zebra for what a zebra is. Women have always been the ones to get exploited and talked about by the exploiters. So that will be my mom, because they call me mom, right? So that will be put your clothes back on. If a man love you, a man is not going to just base value just by your body, what you look like, and your clothes being off. At the end of the day. Next is that the next thing you want a husband, you want a wife. Are you prepared for it? Because there's a lot in marriage that it bombarded me when I got married at a young age. So when you call yourself getting married at a young age, are you ready for it, or is this just a body, sex, lust type of marriage? Or is this real love? Is it? And are you financially ready for it? Is he financially ready to take on a wife? I mean, because a man should be able to take care of himself, and he should have enough income to take care of himself. Therefore, his income should be able to stretch to take care of a wife. Is he ready for it? Boaz was financially established to be a wealthy man. He was financially established to take on a wife. Are you ready? Is he ready? Or you just want to jump in and you know the number one, according to research, two, the biggest problems in marriages is finance and cheating. Did you know that? So are you prepared for that? Are you looking like 5 years ahead towards your marriage? What kind of plan do you have for your marriage? Have you sat down? Have you planned 5 years? At least 5 years from this point? Or are you just going to jump into it like I did and you make terrible mistakes and then you just humping like rabbits, newlyweds, humping like rabbits and having babies back to back. Now you got additional financial problems on you at a young age, the young married couple. Now you're trying to take care of babies. You ain't got enough income. He didn't make enough income to take on the wife, but y'all still, y'all decided that we're going to have a baby, even with this low amount of income, instead of getting together, sitting at the kitchen table and saying, okay, we're going to have to increase our income if we want to plan to have children. Are you planning, or is this just, we just gonna do it until we get kids, and then at the end of the day, we've got even more additional financial strain on you. That means that he's gonna either stay in there and keep on trying to, struggle and work for the kids, or he's gonna run away because the responsibility and all the load got too much for him. That's what I'm saying. Are you planning ahead that when you jump into this marriage, are you going to sit down and plan ahead 5 years, at least 5 years? They tell you to give yourself 5 years for your business, for your relationship. What is the plan? What is your 5-year marriage plan? Is it that we're going to stay, away from kids? You going on birth control. I'm going to, do what I need to protect ourselves from having children at this moment until either you finish your schooling, you finish your career. I'm going to finish mine. So I'm going to aim towards this trade. It's going to pay me, X amount of money. And we should be fine. Once we have hit our goal, financial goal, our career goal, then maybe we can, once we get to working and we build our money up and we feel comfortable, our home is already paid for. So therefore, we're not going to have that mortgage stuff on us with all these kids, we are going to buy Pampers and diapers and stuff ahead of time, because that's our goal, is to have children. So we got a room stacked for babies, whether boys or girl, but it's already stacked with diapers and Pampers and milk and everything that a baby can need. This is how I taught my son. This is, and he listened. So when his twin came, they had more than enough Pampers. When Dominique was pregnant with her babies, Dominique, we're going to have to prepare ahead of time. So start buying Pampers. ahead of time. So by the time that the baby is here, we got plenty of Pampers, got plenty of baby items. You know what I'm saying? Use the Target baby registry and all of that. But are you planning ahead of time? You want to be married, but have you sat down and discussed marriage? See, that's the minister side of me. Before you marry someone, and I can marry people, these will be questions that you will ask the couple, because you wouldn't want it to be sabotaged. You wouldn't want it to fail at the beginning. So you would have to have a biblical consultation with me, and that's not being a bad person. That's so that your marriage will not fail. Because trust me, I know we took on this marriage thing because we wanted to do right as young people. You know what I'm saying? So we wanted to do right, you know what I'm saying? And be married and have our children, do everything accordingly. But we was too young. Our money wasn't built up. He just lost his job. Forever trying to look for a job. Once you find a job, then the car gets repo. I mean, these things happen. Then you're stressed out. The babies need diapers and need milk and all of this, and you don't have enough. And I'm getting on paternity leave, so from the nursing home. So this is why I'm trying to also help other people through my own personal experience. That you're gonna have to sit down and you're gonna have to plan this. You're gonna have to sit down and you're gonna have to plan your marriage. And you're going to have to plan after we get married. Now that the love bug of the honeymoon is over, now let's get back to reality. You don't have to spend. It's up to you. But why would I be spending millions of dollars for one day, and knowing that we got our whole future of marriage ahead of us and financial bills that will be coming. So why would I be spending more than I have to for one day marriage? Maybe instead of you doing this want to show off thing, maybe you need to go on and just do it accordingly to your budget. You can make something look so luxury if you hire the right decoring people to do the, what is that, wedding planners, and they know how to do it within your budget and make it look extravagant, and it's like, oh, but you didn't spend that much money. I guarantee you, it looks like we did. Well, we did not. We stayed within our budget. And you still got money. Now we got money to carry us to at least within 5 years of our marriage. So what we was going to spend on the marriage. What if the marriage doesn't work and we don't invested all these thousands of dollars in one day marriage? One day wedding, just on the tip. I know that you want the best of the best of the best, but sometimes when you go to these little thrift stores, Goodwill, and you find those lovely wedding dresses, very lovely, put it in the dry cleaner like I did, and really save some money. So that's what I want to say as a mother. Those that didn't have mothers and fathers, this is what I want to say. I know I've been so disrespected. You understand? But at the end of the day, I got life experience up under my belt that I can pass on to the younger generation as golden nuggets. It's up to you to clown me. It's up to you not to take me serious. But some of you are making some of the same mistakes that me and Mr. Lax made earlier in our years. And it wasn't the funnest years at all. So let's talk about you young and the cheating, shall we? What happens when you loving your young husband now? All these other females, maybe he already knew him, or these other dudes, they already knew you, and they're trying to come in between you. What happens with that? That's not down on your marriage plan. It's just something that comes in to try to break you up or try to come in and sabotage your marriage from the beginning. You look for signs where he stopped showing emotional closeness to you, straying away, making up arguments just to get out the house, to meet that other person. What about those moments? Finding phone numbers, finding those black books, or finding numbers with other women, name attached to it. What about those moments? Those signs. Let's do the guy side now. What about those moments that she used to be all up under you in the bed and all want to lay on your chest? Now she seemed kind of distant, like she don't want to lay on you or nothing. Is she laying on another man's chest? Is she cuddle all up under him now? What about those moments? Do you talk about it, or do you go on and let this demon of adultery continue to play itself out to the point where there is no more marriage? Have you planned that? Have you also thought about that? Well, you know what, baby? You know how people hate on married couple, and you know how people hate to see two people together really being in love. So, how are we going to handle those moments that approach our marriage? I mean, are you discussing these things with your mate ahead of time? So you and him, you and her, or both of you know exactly how to handle. What, baby? We already discussed this. We already discussed it. When women come and approach me, no matter how, in the worst scenario, that she looks the baddest, that Satan sent out the baddest of the baddest from hell, that she looks good, but this will be my approach towards these situations. What about you, honey? What about happen? You know they bucky compared to me. Look how I look, and they fine, and they got the gold teeth and everything. How will you handle it when the devil come bring these tempting, good-looking, and fine men and women with those perfect words to say? How are we going to handle these situations ahead of time? Because we have planned. We had even a plan ahead of time for these moments. People and family trying to come in between our marriage. Because that's what happened with my marriage. The family, why are you marrying? Why are you marrying a woman with 4 kids? Why are you marrying her? I mean, we have those moments. Not to say that family's not going to have their input, but it's when we are allowing their words, to have more power and dominion inside the marriage than our words, because now we're one flesh and we're a unit. So why is outside people, in due respect to family, but when it comes to marriage, they don't have no say-so in that. They can have an opinion, but when it comes to decision making within the marriage, they don't have no say-so. It's only two, husband and wife. Have you discussed that? And what about, you love your mother. I love my mom. You love your mom. But, she can be strong-willed. But what happens when we have to make a decision? That, Mom, out of due respect, we are married. This is not a boyfriend and girlfriend type of deal. So in the end, I respect you for your opinion, but we still would have to be the ones to make the choices and decision. What happens when your spouse and your mother and your family don't get along, and it causes a lot of friction in your marriage? Because you love your family and he loved his family. And you was hoping that when you got married that everybody would get along, but it didn't turn out like that fairy tale story that you got in your head. They still choose to not like you. They still choose not to like him. So what happens? You're probably just going to have to go on and live your own separate marriage life. Videotape with them, hey y'all, and serving family with the long handle distant spoon. Because it's the spouse that I chose to be in my life for the rest of my life. And I see that you refuse to be happy for me. I mean spouse. I don't mean a boyfriend or girlfriend. I mean someone that decided that I love you so much that I'm going to leave everybody else behind. All exes, all that. And I'm going to choose you as my mate. That's a big difference than someone. Why haven't you said that you want to be married to me? Why haven't you made steps to go get that divorce paper? That if you still already married to this man that you don't married in your young years, now you looking for me to be your spouse, to be your husband. Why haven't you divorced your ex yet? Why haven't you made these steps yet? Why are you holding up our future to hold on to your past? Is that making sense? So you can't claim me. You can't claim nothing until you show me that you are making initiative